Welcome to part 2 of this Football Manager 2020 experiment where I've created the world's worst footballer ever. If you've missed part 1, make sure you go and check that out first. Thank you for all the support on part 1, much appreciated as ever. Here he is then, Alan Atrocious, Liverpool captain, number 99, set piece extraordinaire, takes all the penalties. Of course, remember, I'm in charge of Liverpool when we played the first 2 games of his career. In part 1, 1-0 defeat against Man City, 0-0 draw against Bournemouth. He took tons of corners, but he didn't really see much of the ball from open play, did he? Now for today's video, I'm going to simulate, or holiday into the future, the rest of this first season. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make sure Alan Atrocious is played. My assistant manager will take charge. I've made myself unsackable, by the way, so I won't get sacked. And yeah, he'll have to use the match tactics and this squad whenever possible. So Alan Atrocious up front as a complete forward on attack. Will he score? We'll find out. I hope he does. I reckon he'll score a penalty or two. I have a hunch. And in regards to where Liverpool will finish, we will see how much of an impact having the worst player ever up front has. I think they'll do okay. I think they'll manage without him, but it's certainly not going to be as good as if they were playing Firmino up front, of course. So here we go. Liverpool have finished 4th. So the impact of Alan Atrocious hasn't been atrocious. It's been not that bad, really. They finished ahead of Arsenal on goal difference and only finished 6 points behind champions Man City. Look at that. And the fewest defeats all season as well. 7 defeats. That is amazing. The second best defence. Not a bad goal difference. But you guys are wondering, really, what's happened to Alan Atrocious? How has he done? Well, I can tell you. He's done okay. 50 games this season. 7 goals. 6 assists, 6.64 average rating, which isn't great. But he's actually contributed. He scored 7 goals and got 6 assists. That is incredible for Alan. Still got 1 on everything, because remember, we've frozen his attributes, so he can't improve. Still 150 centimetres tall and 120 kilograms. Needs to lose a bit of weight. I mean, that's one thing maybe... I don't know if that changes, actually. I think players get taller and heavier when they're young. But I suppose because he's already 18, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, let's have a look at some of the individual games. So they did win the Euro Super Cup despite playing Alan Atrocious up front. But it was a while for their first league win. Look, it wasn't until the 18th of October. But they only lost, a few games here and there. I mean, overall, it's not a bad season. There's not that many defeats in there in the grand scheme of things. Let's have a look at his goals then. I assume they're from the penalty spot. Let's scroll down. What was his first goal of the season? It was against Brighton in the Premier League. And yes, it's a penalty. Here it is then. It's kind of down the middle. He's got 1 on penalties, of course. But even a player of 1 on penalties will score the odd penalty. He has missed a few as well. Doesn't show on here, but I've noticed that he has missed a few penalties. So that was his first ever goal in professional football from the penalty spot in the Premier League. He then scored against Preston to win the FA Cup 3rd round for them. He actually scored against Everton, 4-0 thrashing. Not bad. Now, of course, I haven't been in charge, so he has been subbed off by my assistant manager. But he's played, in this game he played until the 69th minute. You'd expect the assistant to kind of sub him off after 1 minute, wouldn't you? But he's not done that. He has actually played Alan. He then also scored a penalty against Man City of all teams. Let's have a look at this one. But he also got the assist in this game as well for the Matip goal from a free kick. So I've told him to take the indirect free kicks as well. Do you see that little run up? Hilarious. So he's taken the free kicks, he's taken the corners, so he is likely to get assists every now and then. But that was a really good ball, and considering he's got 1 on everything, that was a good ball. Oh, he scored from open play against Crystal Palace. Absolute miracle. Look at him, he's lost the ball there. This is a strange kit from Liverpool. Oh, wow, it's been gifted to him there. Gifted on a plate, and even he couldn't miss that. Oh, and he's done it again against Newcastle. Penalty. And a goal from open play, and an assist, and he missed a penalty as well. Crazy game for him. This was his goal from open play. He scored a free kick. Got to see this from a different angle. It's deflected off the wall, but still he scored a direct free kick. Brilliant. This is the assist. Let's have a look. Crossed it in, yeah. Matip smashed it in. He's not bad. He's not bad, is Alan. Considering he's got 1 on everything, you kind of think, well, his stats would be awful. He wouldn't score. He wouldn't. If we didn't allow him to take corners and free kicks and penalties, then obviously it would be a completely different story. But we had to give him a glimmer of hope, and it just shows that even a player with 1 on penalties, 1 on free kicks, 1 on corners can still score goals and get assists from these set pieces, and he scored a couple goals from open play as well, and I think that was his last action of the season. But yeah, he was obviously picked up some assists as well. If we look at his development, of course he's frozen, so we won't be able to see any progress or anything. It kind of has wavered a little bit. That's his ability, and his attributes are just stuck. Shouldn't be taking penalties. That's his coach report, so his pros and cons. He could improve a lot in the future, apparently. Performed okay in training. Very slow player. Has to improve his crossing. Needs to be more consistent because, of course, his hidden attributes are atrocious as well. He's the 16th best striker at the club. We can have a look at his analysis across, I suppose, the last few games. So he had a blocked shot. I mean, this is just an average game for him, I think. For passes, 13 completed, 3 intercepted. He lost possession quite a few times, didn't he, looking at that? But he received 22 passes. Maybe the players are trusting him a bit more for, obviously, the end of the season now. Crossing, he completed 5 crosses, probably because of corners and that sort of thing. Takes all the set pieces, of course. Have a look at his game against Newcastle. Because, of course, he scored 2 goals. He had a shot off target and a shot saved. Those are all his passes. I'll have a look at the overall Premier League stats in a second. But if we look at his season stats, it's not too bad. Covered 364 kilometres. His worst performance was only a 5.9 and his best was an 8.3. He covered 9.1 kilometres per 90 minutes, which isn't great. But if he was playing central midfield, then he'd probably cover more, even though he's ridiculously slow and has no stamina. I think he would cover quite a lot. In the Premier League, he made 22 mistakes. He only made 10 tackles all season, 21 fouls. He was fouled 20 times. It's not terrible. 73% pass completion rate is not bad, especially for a striker, I don't think. Shots on target, 39%. I don't think that's too bad either. Probably didn't have many shots, but let's have a look at the statistics. I don't think he got any. Did he get any yellow cards? Let's just quickly go back to him. He got 2 yellow cards in the Premier League. Dribbles made per game, you can see 0.17. He's not on the top shots list. Salah and Mane, as you would expect. Shots on target, is he on here? No. Shots on target percentage, not on here either. He's like on 30% or something, isn't he? But his conversion rate, he's the 12th highest, 16% conversion rate. He just didn't have many shots, but when he did, converted them 16%, which is not bad at all, really. If we look at mistakes, I mean, he made 22 mistakes this season. It's usually defenders, isn't it? So he's nowhere near on the top of the 20 for that. So he doesn't really feature on that. It's interesting. I mean, we could do this experiment again and play him in central midfield and see how much of an impact that has. We could go back to the start of the season and just do another simulation of this season and see how he gets on in midfield. Let me know your thoughts on that. It's worth £4,500. Not bad, really, considering. I wonder what the find similar players thing throws up. Kylian Mbappe, what the hell? Let's compare him with Alan Atrocious then, shall we? Look at that. Amazing. Pass completion rate is actually the same as Mbappe. And he covered more distance per 90 minutes as well. So I think we'll end it there. Unfortunately, Liverpool didn't win anything this year, but finishing 4th in the Premier League with Alan Atrocious up front is fabulous, in my opinion. I love that. So yeah, just let me know your thoughts. If you want me to do this again, but with him playing in midfield, maybe you want me to continue further into the future to see how he gets on. Perhaps we should let him free and see if he ends up anywhere, which I very highly doubt. There's been a few suggestions for interesting experiments, so I've added them to the list. If you still have some, then remember to stick them in the comment section below. But until next time, thank you for watching this video. Enjoy FM20, enjoy the rest of your day. See you very soon.